Hey, it's Allison, and I'm so glad you're here with me today. I'm going to be busting through one of the biggest money blocks that we all seem to have, and I can't wait to do this with you, so stay tuned. One of the biggest money blocks that it seems to be common for everybody is the belief that having money, earning money, getting money, all of the things around money actually requires a lot of hard work, right? We all believe that getting money requires a lot of time, a lot of hard work, and a lot of energy. And this is actually what's called a money limiting belief, and it's blocking you from getting more money. Isn't that crazy? Because this is something that we all seem to struggle with. I know I have struggled with this one. This was a humongous limiting belief that I had for a very long time. And once I realized that was actually belief and not actually the truth, like the doors were opened for me and my mind was completely blown. So why does this matter to you, right? You're probably saying to yourself, so what, Allison? Okay, this is why. This is why this matters to you. I know that deep down, you want more wealth. You want more wealth. You want to be able to manifest money, and you want to be able to believe that all this stuff that I'm saying to you is actually true, right? Like, I know there's a part of you that gets really excited with these videos and you're watching them and you're getting really excited, but there's this little teeny tiny part of you inside that doesn't believe me, that thinks that this is all wonderful sounding, but it's not meant for you. And that also is a limiting belief that's going to block you. But I know that you want to deep down believe that this is true, and I know you want to manifest more money and more wealth and have ease and joy around money. And the fastest way to get more ease and joy and happiness around money and to manifest more money is to clear out these limiting beliefs you have around money. So a money block and a limiting belief are essentially the same thing. I like to use those words interchangeably because if you think about abundance as like this like water flow, like a garden hose, right? It's just like constantly flowing into your life. A money block or a limiting belief is like a kink in that hose, right? It's gonna stop the flow of money from coming into your life. And so what I want you to do, my friends, is unkink that hose, right? Get rid of that block, get rid of that limiting belief, and allow the money to flow in. That's why this is important to you. That's why I want you to pay attention. These beliefs you have are blocking the flow of money into your life. So here's a little backstory for you regarding how I came to have this limiting belief that having a lot of money required a lot of hard work. So those of you might know, I am a trained therapist, a licensed therapist, and I, went to school. I got my master's degree. And then once you get your master's, you have to work, in your what's called residency for 4,000 hours or something insane. And then you can get your license, okay? So picture it, right? I just graduated from graduate school. I'm like 22 years old. I am excited to get into the field, and I get this job at the local community services board, right? Where you get to work with other licensed therapists and you get to learn from them and you get all the goodness, right? It's like your entry level therapy job, essentially. So here I am, super gung-ho, super excited, getting a salary for the first time in my life. I feel like $1 million. Clearly I wasn't making that much money, but I felt like I was, right? You know how it is with your first job. And I meet all these seasoned therapists, right? These people who have been doing this for many more years than I have. And I come to see a theme between these people. They all had, and I'm not even joking, like 4 extra jobs on the side. And I remember this vividly, like being like, why are you working so much? Like, why do you have 2 or 3 side jobs? And so here's the thing, like we all worked this 40-hour, 9 to 5 traditional work week, right? But then these other counselors were having like a private practice on the side where they had a few clients they saw on the weekends or in the evenings. Some of them did crisis work at the hospital where they could get on-call hours and they could go in on the evenings and the weekends, and some of them did group therapy in the evenings and weekends. And like, it was almost like you kind of had to have these like side jobs. And I was like, don't we have a job? And it's not that I'm against working, like, please don't hear that. Like, I understand the value of hard work, but I didn't understand why all of these therapists had all of these extra jobs. And so I finally asked one of my friends, I'm like, what's up? Like, why? And she was very honest with me, and I will never forget this. She said to me, she's like, well, here's the thing, Allison, like once you get your license, the hourly rate you can charge is gonna go up dramatically, which makes sense, right? So because of that, we can make more money by, like I can make $30 or $40, $50 an hour just working a few hours on the weekend. Like, why wouldn't I do that? Just to make some extra money. And so it became very clear that the cultural thought of licensed therapists, at least where I was working, was that you had to work multiple side gigs to make extra money. And so how did I interpret that in my brain? Like, how did my brain absorb that? Making money requires a lot of hard work, because I didn't really want to work every night and every weekend, but it seemed to be that was the cultural norm, and that was sort of what you had to do. So I just sucked that in and I absorbed that making money as a therapist is going to require a lot of hard work. Isn't that crazy? So because of that thought, I actually was limiting my money flow from coming into my life. So when I started doing all this work, a couple years ago, and I started really diving in and learning about how to manifest money, and that first of all, that this was a thing, because I didn't even know about manifesting or about the law of abundance, none of it, until a few years ago. I got really excited about it because I was like, oh my gosh, this is such an amazing gift that we are given in this life. Why wouldn't we all want to do it this way? And I started to look at my own work habits. Now, granted, I never worked 3 or 4 different jobs, but I adopted that hustle attitude that you're going to have to work all the time if you're going to want to make a lot of money. And so once I sort of realized that that was a belief that I was carrying around and that necessarily wasn't true, it all changed for me. I quickly realized that I can attract and make lots of money in my life without having to sacrifice and work every evening, every weekend doing that. And what an amazing gift that is I gave to myself to release that block, to let it go, and to really open myself up to the flow of abundance. So here's the thing, you can change these limiting beliefs. Now, maybe you don't have that limiting belief of thinking that making money requires a lot of work, but I guarantee you have some sort of limiting belief around money. So I just want you to recognize what that is. Have a real, honest look at what are some of the thoughts and patterns and things you have around money, and start to recognize what those are. And once you recognize what those are, you can change them. So I went from thinking that making a lot of money requires a lot of work to my new belief of making money is easy for me and I can do it effortlessly. That's my new belief. That's how I operate. That's how I look at earning money. That's how I look at working in this world, that making money is easy. It's easy, and it doesn't require working every night and every weekend. Thank God for that, right? Thank you so much for tuning in, for watching this episode, and for exploring and looking at what your limiting beliefs are around money. I can't wait to hear what they are. Please comment below and let me know what came up for you when you listened to this video. And if you liked it, please give me a like and share it with a friend. I would love for you to let me know what you liked about it, and let's just share this with everybody so that we all don't have to work so much and we can still make as much money as we want. Thank you again. My name's Allison. I'm with the Manifestation Society, and I'm glad you tuned in, and I'll see you next time. Bye.